There's something about loop chokes that anytime it's done in a tournament, it just never seems to get a tap. It always just puts the person to sleep. I'm probably thinking it's because it's very unassuming. Like it goes around your neck, there's not so much pressure. And so you keep fighting and all of a sudden you're waking up, you know, and you're like, oh, what the hell just happened? So today we're gonna go over a few variations, so let's just get into it. Before we actually get into the loop choke, you have to think about this. Anytime you grab the collar, you can't go too far behind the neck, and you also can't go too low. Why? Because if you go too far deep, you actually can't even get high elbow, which is what you'll see in a second. You can't get high elbow at all if you go too far in the collar. If you go too shallow, you actually won't even choke anything, and he's gonna get his chin underneath way too easy. And so you have to find the sweet spot. And so a recommendation is start high, and then every rep, work your way down until you find that sweet spot for yourself. When it comes to half guard, the best place to do is when they're driving in. He's driving in, he's putting pressure, make sure your half guard's nice and strong. All you wanna do is take your forearm, back of the head, high elbow. As my elbow goes high, my fingers go underneath the bridge. Underneath the bridge, I wanna push with my forearm as I lift up with my left elbow, and that's the trick, okay? You're pushing with your forearm, lifting with the elbow. So he's driving in, back of the head, elevate the elbow, hook the fingers around, now press and start to rip this grip just like that. All the variations from every position is the same concept for the loop choke. So the actual technique doesn't really change until we go into the deep version. So these ones are shallow version loop chokes, and you also have the deep version loop choke. So again, same thing. We're playing, find that sweet spot, lift yourself up, use your legs, build up your base. You kind of meet in the middle, so you're gonna pull them a little bit. As I pull, forearm to the back of the head, high elbow, fingers go under the bridge. Now I need to change my angle. Foot on the hip, the side the foot goes up is the side my arms are laced. Change my angle. Again, forearm presses as my left arm lifts up. You can go back into close guard to finish, or if you want to really make it just brutal, get a couple swings in your leg. You want to perch your hamstring to the back of the head. Now I'm going to kick down with my leg as I pull up with my arm, and now I'm it's just going to destroy him. So if we do one more time, lift up. Forearm to the back of the head, high elbow, fingers go under the bridge, pose, change angle. Press with your forearm, lift up with your arm. You can do it from close guard, or give a swing, hamstring to the back of the head, press down as you lift up at the same time. So those first two were shallow loop chokes. This one's a deep loop choke. And so in order for this one to work, instead of going shallow like this, you're actually gonna dunk his head just like a guillotine would. So as I'm playing, same things. Oftentimes when people are driving into you from open guard, they kind of forget that this collar could be a problem. So again, forearm, you're gonna club, but instead of actually leaving, you're just gonna club and you're gonna bring your high elbow and bring your torso to his shoulder. Once I connect, very key that you stay tight because he will try to back away. Now the first variation is going to be dunking my head underneath his shoulder. Watch what happens. I can even control onto the forearm here, make a fabric grip. Dunk my head. When I duck my head, I want to roll to the side. I've looped the arm. As I roll, you're going to settle into this sort of kind of the north-south position where we're both facing the ceiling. Few things. Hold down on that wrist, press back with your head. This counter of pulling down and lifting up will actually keep this wrist and this arm pinned. Because if I just hold anywhere up here, he can actually swivel around it and then just kind of spin. Because remember, loop chokes, he gets looped into it and he can loop out of it. So by pressing down, he tries to spin out, right? He actually can't move. And now to finish, elevate up, and look what happens to his neck when I elevate up. It crunches him into the actual choke. My elbow now will drive down to my waistline. So as I bridge up, elbow to the waistline. And now the final one, same thing, enter in, duck the head. Now when you go underneath, instead of grabbing the near side arm, you're actually gonna weave your arm under his body and grab onto his elbow. So from here, as I duck under, you're gonna see, weave my hand all the way through and grab that elbow. Now watch, when I roll under, we're gonna land with this type of grip. You can go C-clamp on the elbow, or you can actually grab the fabric. Now, same idea. I want to press back with my head, making sure this arm doesn't go anywhere. So if I press back with my head, he's trying to move that arm, the arm's going to be stuck. Also, by pulling this way, he just can't move anyway. He can't turn left, he can't turn right. Same idea, bridge up as I drive my elbow down. Now I'm going to show you guys an extra move here. This is like just brutal. What's going to happen is I'm holding. If I slip up and this arm flies out, before he fully turns, the arm that was grabbing that elbow, I'm going to swim underneath, grab onto the shoulder. When I grab onto the shoulder, it's going to prevent him from turning. I want to build my base all the way up, but look, I keep the loop. Do not unwind the choke, because now I want to follow through. Sit in the side control and essentially keep that loop nice and tight. And you want to imagine trying to bring his forehead to his chest. As I bring the forehead to the chest, that's going to get the tap. That's a really powerful one. I haven't really thought of a name unless it already exists. I'm just going to call it the decapitator, just because it looks really gnarly. So let's do it one more time. Dunk. Under the arm, weave through, grab the elbow, press down with your head, make sure this arm over here doesn't swing out. But if it does, grab the shoulder, build your base. Move yourself into side control, and now just arch and get that forehead to the chest. Give all these techniques a try, and just so you know,
I just realized what you were trying to say, and then why, and you said it funny, so it just made me laugh this time.
Give all these moves a try.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Okay. Give all these moves a try, and again, bear in mind, you want to take the key principles of each position, because the loop choke stays the same. It only has subtle adjustments. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to sub, like, and share the video. I'll see you on the next one.